The dust has mostly settled on all of our home construction and remodeling, which means I get to just go around each space and make it feel tidy and homey. But the truth is, summer has kept us quite busy and out doing things, so I haven't got as much done as I wanted to. However, today or this week, I was looking at this entryway space and I just thought it really wouldn't take much to get this place dusted, really clean from all the construction dust, and then put it together with a lot of the art and decor that I already have. So I decided to tackle this space, and I'm gonna take you along with me as we get it clean and decorated and make it feel like something I'm really pleased to walk into in our home that really just expresses how the rest of the home should feel. Entryways are fun like that. It can kind of give your visitors or yourself just that first feeling as you walk into a home. So always think about an entryway as the place to sort of set the tone for your home. Anyway, as I'm cleaning up all this trim and baseboard, I wanted to just talk about the treatment that we did in here. So you'll see these horizontal planks that we pretty much made ourselves. I was inspired by this home that I saw on our church history tour. I think it was a home of Joseph Smith and Emma Smith. And I loved the trim work, the planking that was going horizontal on the lower part of the wall. I was really inspired by it and took lots of pictures. And when we came home, I knew I wanted to do that in one of our spaces. And this entryway seemed perfect for that. So you'll see that there are these big horizontal wood planks, and then we ran a beading along it. We built this big chunky wainscoting with a ledge piece and some nice baseboards. So it came together really well. I'll leave the paint color below. So since I wanted this space to feel fresh and clean, I took a minute to clean it real good. My mom always taught me to use a toothbrush, a cleaning toothbrush for the little corners and whatnot on the baseboards to get them clean. I always thought it was way overkill, and she made me do it anyway. But now that I have my own home, I definitely have my cleaning toothbrush for the baseboards. It can feel like such a task to tackle these, but it really doesn't take as long as you think it will. So I got it all done, got this place scrubbed, walls cleaned, and I was ready to put it back together. Let's take a quick break from the entryway and meet in my pantry, which, by the way, if you didn't see the reveal for this space, definitely go back and check it out. I am really enjoying it. But I've been talking a lot about whole grains lately, especially the benefits of making our breads with whole grains. I've even been sharing a lot of new recipes on my blog for freshly milled whole grains, but I also know that making daily bread is not always possible all of the time, which is why I love to lean on Wildgrain, who is the sponsor for today's video, to kind of supplement the days where I can't make bread myself. In the past, I have featured several products from Wildgrain. They're all delicious, but I wanted to feature a lot of their whole grain products made from whole grains and even organic flour options. If you're unfamiliar with Wildgrain, they are the first bake from frozen subscription box for sourdough breads, artisanal pastries, and fresh pastas. We are obsessed with everything they offer and what Wildgrain stands for, which is fresh ingredients. They partner with small bakeries, they donate meals, and they're just doing a great job at making more nutritious and convenient bread products for all of us. There are a lot of options at Wildgrain, even gluten-free products, but I'm particularly interested in their products that use whole grains and organic food products. I cooked up their whole grain sourdough loaf to make what we call around here fancy toast, but basically it's an open-faced sandwich. I make the bread and then let my family pick what they want to top on it. Today I'm having fun making like a avocado toast with tomato, arugula, drizzled with a bunch of balsamic glaze. It's so delicious, and it was so easy and convenient to make. A great fast dinner or lunch option, or even breakfast. If you're interested and want to learn more about Wildgrain, definitely check the link in my description below, or just go straight to wildgrain.com/tidbits. They've made a coupon code for us. It's just tidbits, and that will get you $30 off your first box, which is an awesome deal. Plus, you will get free croissants for life, and their croissants are to die for delicious. I hope you'll take some time to go over to Wildgrain and explore what other options they have. Some of the other whole grain products that we have really enjoyed is, of course, this whole grain sourdough bread loaf. They have a fermented margarita pizza that my kids love. They have a sourdough 7 grain loaf, a slow fermented 3 seed loaf, sourdough rosemary garlic loaf, and so much more. Of course, you'll have to try out some of their delicious pastries too. Their chocolate croissants are to die for. It's all about balance, my friends. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed hearing about Wildgrain and that you'll go check them out in the link below. I put down a simple Turkish rug we've had for many years and then put this cool furniture piece that I got off of Facebook Marketplace. My niece was hanging around, so I enlisted her help to help me move it. I'm always so unsure of myself when it comes to hanging art, and Mr. Tidbits is so much better at it, so I enlisted his help to help me with this part. He's good at getting out the measuring tape and making sure it's just right, and then my eye always notices if it's like 1/8 of an inch off. So we make a pretty good team. But I knew I wanted to keep it fairly simple as far as the walls go in here. Since it's such a small space, I wanted to leave plenty of white space. But I hung up some vintage art that we've had, a cool little peg rack for people to hang coats and bags on when they first walk in. This felt like the perfect spot for my favorite sketch of Jesus Christ. I love this. And this just feels really nice as you're just walking in the home, and a reminder of the most important thing that we believe in. And then another find on Facebook was this cool tin candle holder. And I've been holding onto those, just waiting for the right spot to hang them up in this house. And then this is kind of a funny little plaque, but I loved how pretty it was. I found it at an antique store and it says, "No smoking." We don't smoke, so it's kind of a given, but I thought it was kind of funny, and it looks really pretty on this door right here. Then it was just up to me to add the finishing touches, make it feel homey, a candle, some old books, a little bit of decor, propped up, things that were really meaningful. This was a plaque that my husband just made me for my birthday, with a saying from the Doctrine and Covenants that really brings together like the purpose for what we do, what we create, the businesses we have. When I ran into it while I was reading the Doctrine and Covenants, it just felt like so right for kind of the theme of the lavender field that we're growing. And it says, "Yea, all things which come of the earth in the season thereof are made for the benefit and the use of man, both to please the eye and to gladden the heart." As I tour you through this finished space, let's break down that scripture from the Doctrine and Covenants 59:18 a little bit, because I think it holds a lot of applicable principles for us as homemakers as we're going about creating our home and the purpose that we can find in it. That part at the beginning where it says, "All things which come of the earth in the season thereof," I think that's important for us as homemakers to recognize the season of life that we're in. Maybe that season offers lots of opportunities to make our home what we wish it would be. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe there are other demands on our time and attention in the certain season that we're in. But I think we can all feel encouraged that there is a time and a season for all things, and to really truly embrace the place that we're in the moment, and the blessings the Lord has given us at that time, and also the responsibilities that are ours. It's also an invitation to lean into the current season of the year, whether it's spring, summer, fall, or winter. It's an opportunity to bring what the earth has provided into our homes, to enjoy all the beauty of the season as much as possible, and to be in line with the season, as I feel like that is nature's way of helping us feel a little more balanced. Continuing on, I love the statement that they're made for the benefit and the use of man. And I think of all the things the Lord has provided for us here on this earth, it's truly all a gift for our benefit and for our use. He is an abundant provider and cares for us and takes care of us. And we really can see that in so many aspects of our life. But I also like to think as homemakers, we can bring in things that are beneficial for our home and useful for our everyday lives. Whether it's just something that's beneficial to look at, that inspires us, keeps us going, or if it actually has a practical usage, that's a good check and indicator of anything that we bring into our home, that we just make sure that it's beneficial for us and not hurtful or harmful or burdensome and all those things that we kind of want to take out of our home, and to make sure that we're just bringing in the things that really do benefit our lives. And the last line in that scripture, both to please the eye and to gladden the heart, that's my favorite line because I am such a person that loves to look at beautiful things. It's just ingrained in my very nature. It's who God made me to be. I love and appreciate beauty so much, and it just makes me so happy. And I love that the creations of the earth provide that beauty. I love that I have the opportunity to create that beauty in my own home for myself and for my family. And to just surround myself with beautiful things. And it's not always possible. Sometimes it takes a lot of time, sometimes it takes a lot of work, but I think the effort is worth it to try to surround ourselves with beauty as much as possible so that we can feel glad and feel joyful and to truly enjoy the abundance of blessings that God has given us. Thanks for joining me as we toured this very small but mighty space in our home. I'm really excited because the majority of construction is finished in our lavender blue cottage, so I get to just go around and add the finishing details to each space and then share them with you. So I hope you're following along. Make sure you're subscribed. I will also leave a link down below in the description where you can subscribe to my weekly newsletter where I send out all my new tidbits and updates. So that's a great place to keep up. And then I will also be sure in the description to list all the sources, paint colors. I'm actually looking around, realizing that most of the things in here are like from thrift stores, antique stores, collected through the years. But if there's a source, I will link it in the description and send you out to my blog post where it'll all be nicely listed for you. You can also save some of my images to your Pinterest boards or wherever you like to save them if you enjoy doing that. So, all right, that wraps it up, and I'll be back very soon to share more inspiration for the keeper of the home.